Vancouver Whitecaps continue to just move along here, gentlemen, when it comes to MLS and looking good. And right now they are tied with San Diego for top spot in the West. They have a
San
game in
Diego.
hand. San Diego. Where in the world is Carmen? Anyways, I digress. They have a game in hand, by the way, so they're in pole position to win the West. How important is it to get that one seed for Vancouver's title hopes, Jordan?
Very important. Very, very important. Look, they finished, seventh last year? The higher, the better, but also just how things fall for Vancouver Whitecaps in playoffs in the history, at least the last 3 years I've followed this team closely. You got to finish high. And again, that higher seed allows you to just get a little bit more confidence while you're going to playoffs and who you're going to play. So, yeah, the higher, the better. But I also just think for them, they have the can champ in the bag. Finishing first as well just gives them a sort of confidence. And then you can actually assemble this group. Seeing them play this past weekend as well, I feel like they can really make a deep run in the playoffs and be a team that is contested with wheels. But you know better than anyone, it's about that start. And if you can finish first and have a quote-unquote easier pathway, they'll take it. They'll relish it.
Two other priorities come into play more than finishing first at this point, because you don't get a bye. You're going to play like the winner of the play-in game, the 8-9 game. But now that the Supporter Shield is gone, I mean, that's a big blow because the Whitecaps are right about there. The Philadelphia Union, a good, not a great team, goes on to win it. That's a disappointment for me if I'm the Whitecaps. So there's two things that are more important. One is get fit and healthy come playoff time. Like, that is a virtual must. That's more important for me than finishing in that one seed. The second thing is avoiding LAFC at all costs. Like, whatever side of the bracket you can do to avoid LAFC, because I think they're their biggest competition in the Western Conference. I think they match up very well against all these different teams. It's just that LAFC team as being a bogey team. And the reason why I'm saying that is the top seed doesn't mean as much. It's because of this like ridiculous playoff format in Major League Soccer, where the Whitecaps actually went on and had a better aggregate score over 3 games against LAFC last year, but was eliminated because it's the first team to win 2 games in a best of 3. Then the playoffs randomly go 1 game, 1 game, 1 game to the final. It's like, it's the most ridiculous playoff format that I've ever seen. I don't understand it. Why do you want to have more games when worse teams are involved and not more games when better teams are involved at the end? None of it makes sense to me. There isn't a huge reward for me finishing top seed, but I think avoiding LAFC would be in the Vancouver Whitecaps' best interest, at least as long as possible.
Well, right now, and that could change because they too have some games in hand, it would be Seattle, LAFC facing off against each other in the first round of the playoffs. So that would be one big team eliminated if it stays that way. The sports books have Inter Miami plus 500 favorite to win the MLS Cup. Whitecaps coming in at second, best odds at plus 600. So between those two teams, Gary, should Miami actually be favored over the Whitecaps?
Well, how about I explain why they're the odds-on favorite right now? It's because it's largely based upon where the money's going, and many more casual fans or people that just want to put in a futures play will turn to Inter Miami rather than pick some other side that they really only know 2 or 3 players from. The Inter Miami is a public team, so it's very rare that you're going to be able to get juice on Inter Miami, and the fact that they have tried, tested, and true winners in their team. Like, it's very hard to bet against Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets on his retirement tour, Rodrigo De Paul. Like, this team is Jordi Alba. Like, this team is loaded, and there's no reason why Inter Miami cannot go in and win. Are they the best team in Major League Soccer? Talent-wise, yes, but as a collective, as a group, probably not. There's an argument to be made there. So the Whitecaps, I think, are properly positioned right now. Again, LAFC is their biggest competition in the Western Conference. I can see there being a little bit of a collision course. And what happened in the CONCACAF Champions Cup when Vancouver Whitecaps took on Inter Miami? The Whitecaps, a better team with a better game plan, with 11 players committed to playing the right way, defending, getting about things, generally prevails. So That's why Miami are positioned there. I have no problem with that. It's more indicative of where the market's gone in terms of where people are playing their money versus who actually is the better team. Where I think the argument can be made, the Whitecaps are in fact the better team.
Quickly, I'll just say about Inter Miami FC, when you have the best player that's ever walked the face of this earth, this is for wheels, Lionel Messi, you can never count out. You can never count out that team.
Ronaldo's not on their team.
But no, Lionel Messi, best player to ever walk the face of this earth. Anyways, when you look at their back line, when you look at how leaky they could be defensively, I think in a must-win game with teams that can actually go forward and hurt them, they might struggle. But again, with Messi and all the names that Wheels have mentioned, all the names that are getting so much attraction to this league, you can never count them out. But I really, truly believe Whitecaps are going to make a run. I feel like this is the year where they turn the corner. But playoffs for me is just a lot has to do about health and luck. Like when your players are peaking, when they're back, if you're at home, like all these little intangibles, it's really about luck. And I hope luck favors the Whitecaps because they've been exceptional all year.
Just want to say what happened to Miami last year in the playoffs. They're upset by Atlanta United, who in the play-in match was taken to extra time by CF Montreal. So, man, this playoff format is weird. It's wacky. Weird things happen.
Find out.
Jordan's right. A lot needs to align to go your way.
We'll find out soon.